Hello, I am Miguel Elliott. I'm with Living Earth Structures, and I'm here at this beautiful retreat center called Isis Oasis in Geyserville, California. And I've been living here for about 3 years, and this place has become somewhat of a natural building demonstration center for me. I've built over 15 structures here on the property, and I'm planning on building more. And so I thought I'd take this opportunity to share with you some of the structures that I've built on the property here at Isis Oasis. So this bench here is a bench built out of cob, which is a mixture of sand, clay, and straw. And this was all using earth right from the pond. We excavated clay, earth from the pond behind here, added sand and some straw, and we mixed it up with our feet, the little cob stomp, and then sculpted this. So this was a product of a weekend workshop. We had about 15 people up here for the weekend, and we worked on this in 2 days. We built the majority of it, and then second day we sculpted it and then let it dry, and then we plastered it and sealed it. It has a hydraulic lime plaster, and the colors are all iron oxide pigments, and the sealer is linseed oil, a few coats of linseed oil mixed with iron oxide and some mineral spirits to help it penetrate into the plaster. So this is a fire pit, so it can fit about 18 people sitting around comfortably. And so we use this for drum circles and songs and storytelling and whatnot. And so this is one of the examples, and let's go take a look at some of the other earthen structures in the property. Okay, so this is another one of the earthen structures. This is a sauna, and this is actually an old wine barrel. It's like an old, large wooden wine barrel that I put the cob over the wine barrel, and then sculpted this, and we have a frog, the Hecate frog up there. And so the earth really helps to retain the heat inside the sauna for a long time. So let's go check out another one. Okay, so this here is a large wall. This is an animal enclosure, actually. We have wild exotic cats in here, and so I wanted to have a nice wall where people could look in to see the cats. And so this was built out of pallets, so I can show you here. So this was all pallets put upright and then covered in mud, the cob mix, and I put bottles in there. The bottles actually have water in them. And so this was all made out of earth right from the property, and mixed with some sand and straw. And it has a little roof on it here to help protect it from the rain. You always do want to protect your natural structures. And so yeah, so we did this about 3 years ago, and it's doing just great. Okay, and here's another one of the cob structures. This is we call this the Horus oven. So this is also built during a weekend workshop. So this is a pizza oven. All right, so you make a fire, and then after about 2 hours, you push the fire to the back of the oven, and then you cook your food right here on the fire brick. And so it's got nice benches around, and then it has all my ovens have a copper tube coiled inside. So when the oven's hot, you can pour cold water here, and it comes out hot water here for instant hot water for tea. Okay, so this was an experiment here. I wasn't sure if it would work, but it actually has. So we needed to have a berm to contain the water in the pond. So I dug out all the earth, and then I kind of put the earth around to create the berm, and then let that dry out, and then I did a plaster over that, a lime plaster, and sealed it with a few different coats of sealer, and it held up. So we have these two crocodiles here around the pond. And we actually have a cob hippopotamus over there too, but that's kind of harder to see. And so yeah, so this area, so the ducks here are to enjoying the being with the crocodiles. All right, so this here is I call this the caboose. This is made out of cob and bamboo, and so this was another experiment that just kind of worked out. So it has a bamboo frame, right? And then it has chicken wire over that, and then burlap sacks dipped in clay, that hardened, and then I put the cob over that. And so it's about 3-4 inches thick, and so it's a nice little sleeping pod. I take this to festivals and parades and It can fit about 8 kids inside, and so when it's hot out, it's considerably cooler inside, so it's great. And it has a little skylight on top, so I can take this on trips, little camping trips, and so it's my little mobile deluxe tent. So yeah, it's pretty fun. So this here is a kiva. So this is a kiva sweat lodge that's dug down in the earth. So this I just dug down about 4 feet deep and made a big pit, and so I can go inside. This here is the kiva, kind of a sweat lodge, kind of Native American style sweat lodge. So this was dug down in the earth, and then I have nice little seats here. And so this here is kind of a little pit made out of adobe bricks. And so these rocks are put on a fire outside for a couple hours, and then get very hot, and we put them in here and put water on it, and it steams up. And so we can fit about 8 guys sitting comfortably in here. And so this is all willow branches that we got from the river. And so yeah, just another example of a simple earth structure, but this we're getting some really good use out of this. Okay, so this here is an adobe brick. So this is a brick that I made using earth that I excavated from the kiva. So when I dug out earth to make the kiva, we had a big pile of earth, and so we made the brick. So we had about 500 bricks laying out here, just mixed with earth, a little bit of sand, and some straw. And so this is the material here that I used to build the house that we're going to go take a look at now. Alright, so this here is another house that I'm building. This is made out of pallets. I put pallets upright and filled those with straw, and then put mud on either side of that, and then I'm sculpting trees on it. So you can see kind of how it looks before it gets plastered. This is kind of the rough, unfinished look. And so you can come, check it out inside. So it's it's very small, but it's big enough for a couple beds to be in here. And so it's got these stained glass windows in here. We actually have LED lights inside the bottles, so it looks very cool at night. And we'll be putting a loft up here. And so yeah, so this is just so far I've spent maybe no more than $100 on this. I mean, it's pretty much free. I had access to stained glass. All the windows I got for free. Some of the wood I actually bought, but most of it was from dumpsters. I did dumpster diving and got a lot of used wood from construction sites. And so this is probably, when it's all done, everything with the roof, everything, it'll probably be about $300 for this house. Yeah. Talk about low-income housing, huh? And so this here is the finished cob house. So this took about 3 months to build. So this is made using the adobe bricks that I showed you earlier, and those were piled up. And then we put in some stained glass and rounded windows. It actually has a living roof. Also has grass growing on the roof, which we can make wheatgrass juice from. And because it has so much earth on the roof, it really helps to keep it cool inside, and it helps from the sound of the freeway. It helps to muffle the sound. And so let's go take a look. Okay, so welcome to the Hobbit Hut. So, oh my gosh, it's much cooler in here. It's a hot day outside, but inside it's so much cooler in here. Because of the thick walls, it has like 10-inch thick walls, and that really helps to keep the heat from the outside to come in. So, and the acoustics in here are so good also. I mean, the sound is like amazing. So this is the Hobbit Hut here, all made out of adobe bricks. Very thick and solid. As you can see here, we have wine bottles in here, with red stained glass behind, swan stained glass, and so yeah, we have nice little bottles in the wall feature, and this is something I'd like to share with you. This is called a rocket stove. So this is a something where you make a little fire right in here, and there's a chamber that goes inside the barrel. So the heat goes inside the chamber, and then it goes through the flue, goes through the chimney, that goes through the bed, and it goes out the chimney outside. And it has a copper tube here that's coiled around the upright chamber. And so when we have a fire going in here, you can actually get hot water from here. You get hot water for tea, instant hot water. You can cook on top of this because this gets very hot. I'm putting a tub outside with a pump in it, and then you can pump water through here, get hot water for the tub. You can heat up the bed, and this will get nice and warm, nice heated bed, and it'll heat up the room. So it'll be a very functional, kind of stacking 5 functions just with one simple little fire. So, so this will be a space where people can come and just get grounded for the weekend. It has a nice earthen floor, earthen bed, so it's perfect for grounding and just to kind of get out in nature and be surrounded by earth. And yeah, it just feels really, really nice, you know, to be in this space. And the intention is to build a whole cluster of little cob pods, little hobbit huts here at Isis Oasis. And so this is the first one, and hopefully in years to come we'll have many more.